Good evening, everyone. Welcome here. We are here in Brazil. We are in the Interlagos circuit, and for tonight, me, Cristian Romano, I'll be your voice for the evening. Okay. So, as you can see, we are in Brazil. We are in one of the most famous racetracks in the world for more than a single reason, as this track is effectively home to, I will say, okay, now everything works. I will say it's heritage of some of the most important F1 drivers in the history. But also this track has a famous history itself. It was built and opened in 1940. It's 85 years old, so quite an old track. But it's important to mention that at the beginning, this racetrack was actually double the length nearly. Nearly 8 kilometers long. Nowadays, it's only, quote-unquote, only 4.3 kilometers long. Since 1999 to be exact, so it's 27 years in the making for the current variation with 15 turns, not 26 anymore. But the circuit has hosted the Formula 1 Grand Prix back in 1972 for the first time, and then it held it in scattered moments throughout the years to then come now that Brazilian Grand Prix has been held since 1990 for a good 36 years. Then there is also the WEC, which has taken place for the first time in 2012, and then since 2024 is taking place here. The Milhas Brazil, which as you can see from, as you can tell from the name, it's 1,000 miles, and it's a bit scattered, but it has been held continuously since 2020 for that one. Then we got the TCR South America, the Stock Car Pro Series, which is effectively the NASCAR Cup Series, but in South America, and finally the DTM. I genuinely never knew this. For the first time, the DTM are actually held around here in Brazil. That DTM, the German one, exactly. So how does it sound? Nevertheless, this track now in WEC, but especially in Formula 1, held numerous races, and it's quite liked by the drivers all around the world, mainly because of its technicality and for the lack of straight lines and 90-degree corners. To be exact, I don't think there is a single 90-degree corner here. But actually there is one. Turn 4, which is the break point in the Cida do Lago after Reta Oposta. Probably I will butcher some of the names here, but I'll try my best with my Italian knowledge, which is not really useful considering Brazil is Portuguese, but at least the pronunciation should be close to the same one. In the standings, it's important to put the GT3s first, because it's very important to say that Niklas Huben is ahead of the field. And not only that, but Niklas Huben effectively won the championship already because of the 3 drop rounds. So with 8,830 points, he already is going to win the championship. Okay, thank you very much. Following behind, David Nasirashvili with 9 rounds to his name, and Joseph Kufel following with 10. But again, 3 drop rounds, 8,500, well actually nearly 8,600 points, and 84 for Joseph Kufel. Clemens is just 3 points above the 8,300 points threshold. So effectively the battle for the podium is still on, but the one for the win isn't anymore. So Niklas Huben is effectively your championship winner. He already had the chance to celebrate last week. But at an uppercar, it is difficult to say the least, because there are effectively 3 drop rounds, but it's still tight between Arderkan and Sven Gilhead. Only 68 points is the difference between the two. Effectively, Sven Gilhead having 1 round better than his rival will put him at the lead of the championship. So nothing is still decided in that regard, whilst in the final place in the podium there is, need to refresh, as you can see, there is Alex Siebel with, even for him, 8,303 points. Very, very odd that the same amount of points. Following behind, Mika Patosh, Team Flag in the top 5, Marco Bischoff, Sasha Wojcik, Miracle Party, David Teppa, and Eduardo Alvarez. At the moment, the drivers are fighting for their prizes, because as you can see, the Simverse.com Pro Series is providing prizes for the podium seaters in both classes. 1,250 euro coupon at Simverse by Thrustmaster for the winner, so Niklas Huben, in the GT3 class, and still unknown in the Hypercar, a 750 euro coupon at Simverse by Next Level Racing for the driver that goes home with a silver medal, and at the bottom of the podium, a 500 euro coupon at Simverse by Moza Racing. As always, this championship is brought by our partners, and thanks to them, none of this would effectively be possible. Also because of the Patreons, so thanks a lot to all of our Patreons that help the LFM community grow, but also thanks to Simverse, to Moza Racing, to Next Level Racing, Thrustmaster, and then Pimax, Singmesh, Box1 Racing, Case.de, Hetzner, Ghost Apps, and ACC Drive. All of them, and Little Concepts, all of them really help our community grow. In terms of the calendar, not much is left for grabs. Interlagos is this round here, as you can see. And then Le Mans. Le Mans will be the last one. And in that round, there's going to be a slight variation of the time frame being utilized. For the ninth round, it's 60-minute race in the website, but it's 70 in the... Oh, I actually never noticed this one. So it should be actually 60 minutes. And in the pamphlet, it's 70 or something. And in any case, the important thing is that in Le Mans, it's going to be a quite lengthy race. 145 minutes for everyone. And that will be the season finale for the championship. And in that regard, that week will also be the final day, well, the final week rather, the final day. The Tuesday before, it will be the final race in the Case.de Prime Series. So if you want to have a 90 minutes race around buffers, you can still sign up for that round as a wildcard, obviously, but you can still do it. And that should be it. Results from the last time. Go into the GT3. It was Sebring and Niklas Huben won the race ahead of Joseph Kiefel and Edwin Askilashvili by 10 minutes. As always, the time frame is slightly skewed. Marin Bessier and Deviran Canio completed the top 5, then Windle, Wasner, Kinsel, Barto, and Longenberg completed the top 10. At the Sebring International Raceway. Sebring, which just held also its 12 hours in IMSA. I will not make spoilers about the race, since it happened not too much time ago. But still, it was a very nice race to follow. Then the Hypercar field battled out to get to the line. The Alpine of Mickey Hoyer won the race ahead of Mika Patosh and Marco Bischoff in the Cadillac, following the Porsche ahead, the Miracle Party and David Tepper to conclude the top 5. For tonight's round, there are going to be apparently 47 drivers. I just need to get in the lobby because we are now going into qualifying session. So you just have to give me a second because I need to join. Simply put, I can't really say otherwise, and I need my password. Otherwise, I can join. Oh, let me go here. As always, it's pretty manual the way to do it, but it's not like I have any other way to do it. It's not like ACC where it's likely more automatic. I just need to say something to not bore you. And we are getting into the Autódromo José Carlos Pace. I don't really know how to say it exactly because I don't think it's Pace, because that's the Italian way to say it, but maybe Pace? I think. I'm very scared. Anyway, I will just... oh, that's okay. I will just go over it and call it Interlagos, so it's easier. And in any case, as I said, qualifying is now on. Just need to go in the lobby. And also, the HUD will tell you everything you need to know. 12 past 8 in Italy, Germany, and all that column. Only UK is behind on that regard. And can you move? Lemans ultimate, please. I forgot you take some time. With some time, I mean a lot of time. It's taking a while. What is your problem? Apparently, I might know the reason for the issue. It might be the HUD that I have to close it, maybe? Give it a try. Okay, yeah, it was that. I found the issue. So let me get into qualifying session. And I'm seeing a car glitching out. It should be normal. Good. And just give me a second because, as always, Lemans Ultimate is at times a bit and not like this, otherwise everything is ruined. Please help me. Please help me. How is it possible that every time things have to be likely ruined? Let me get this one. This camera on. Okay, now I should be able to get into live. Right? Yes, I can. And give it a second to the HUD to pop up. As you can see, we are live right now in our qualifying session. Just need the HUD to go. Ah, that's why I wasn't showing it. Now it is on. But it should be. What is the problem right now? So for some reasons, not getting. Oh, okay, I just needed to refresh. It was OBS for once. Okay, now everything works. As you can see on the table on the left, the energy is pretty useless. So let me get into qualifying mode. Haha, it works. Fantastic. Couple of special liveries, as you can see here. I think this one is. No, it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was the 9 livery being used. 963, apologies. 963 livery being used in Sebring. It actually isn't. That is Christopher Melchart in the number 9 Porsche. Unfortunately, the team names are still not correct. And for that... an update will go on. But in any case, now you can also see everything. Just one lap in, so you didn't lose much. But the 963 ahead of the field is currently the 227 Robin Dishan for the official racing purple 227. Behind the very same 227. So something I will personally ask to drivers for next season, please don't use the same number. I actually need the number to be different, otherwise it becomes a bit of a mess. Alex Siebel in number 33 is currently in 3rd place, 3 times behind in the Falcon Sim Racing team. The number 33 here is driven by Alex Siebel. Then we got Eduardo Alvarez in the BMW. That in real life is operated by WRT both in IMSA right now and in WEC, following RLL's operations that went. To be fair, that's enough. But right now, Eduardo Alvarez is in 3rd place. I think I should actually do something different, because it just I can do a thing. Just enlarge the static entries. I think I can do that. Not much. Okay, now we should be correct. We got a couple more drivers, or maybe we can just go here. Okay, now everything will be slightly closer together for all. Obviously, let me know if you want it different. In the race might happen. Alexible for now has the fastest lap of the race so far, but there is nobody really improving as it stands. The lap, unless I think we reach out. Well, somebody is improving. It's in the GT3 class, the LM GT3. Luis Barto, right now, 8th place at the moment, but he is improving by nearly 2 tenths of a second. That will put the car from 8th place to around 4th. I think I'm correct. It's 5-4-1, so it will be 5th place. Right in the middle of the pack. But also, Clemens Nitzel for now leads the pack in the Fischer Racing Ferrari. 296. Then Joseph Kuffel behind. I mean, Joseph Kuffel battling for the podium positions. And Sasha Fasner following in the 255 as Clemens Nitzel improves. 2nd place at the moment. I saw somebody else improving. That was Sasha Fasner that lost the place. Because of Corbina Windley actually getting into 4th in the Fischer Racing 127. And that was also Tobias Sievert, I think, improving and getting in front of Sasha Fasner in 255 LFM Esports. Tobias Sievert for now remains in 5th. I think I will just change something in the leaderboard. There are only 12 hypercars and 17 different GT3s, so maybe I will keep it like this. No intro, guys. Don't think so. I'm not seeing them on track, as Fabian Roth is right now in 3rd place, as Alex Sibel also completes the lap for now. And Eduardo Alvarez had an incident, apparently. Let's see. Let's test it out. So I need to go like this. This was the replay. Oh, that was actually, yeah, the 73 lost on the 1st corner. And was the lap done. Let me just get into live again. Now it will be like this, but actually have a command, I just will remember. I went by force of habit. But no, it doesn't seem like there are any of the Nitro guys, you're correct. George Barr, the Valkyrie, Aki Reunio, here in 11th place in the Alpine, number 36 across the line, and that's not an improvement. It was an improvement in the terms that it was 36.0, but not in terms of position. And somebody is actually improving. This is the car number 32. This is Barto. Please account for us here. Maybe it's better to use on board. Okay, here it is. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm kinda clunky with the commands, is because of the fact that it's a new tool for us, so it's slightly difficult at times. There is also a very important time here, the number 15, Pickles Pickley, here in 11th place at the moment. A full second is getting cut by Piccoli's own lap. Right now the car is in 12th place with a 35.3. An improvement like this will put the car in the top 5, I think, even. As he goes over the line. And that was not a second of improvement, although the game is stating that it was a full second with the delta time likely glitched there. Sasha Wittig, 3 tenths down, the BMW number 15. With the usual livery. BMW which, now that has been taken by WRT in IMSA, it's not like a full improvement has happened, which many thought was a possibility. Right now it doesn't seem like it. 5 minutes to go in our qualifying session. Right now Alex Siebel ahead of the field with Robin Deschamps and Mickey Hoyer following in third, Fabio Roth and Mika Patush in 4th and 5th, then Alvarez Wittig. Wittig with an effective question mark on his name, because it's 7 tenths at the moment, better than himself, and that will put the car up into the top 5 as he goes over the line. I think even in this case it was not 7 tenths improvement, it was a phantom improvement. So even this time Wittig will remain in 7th. At this point I don't think the delta is really working. Is unfortunate. In the pits there are a couple of drivers. You see Janu, Piccoli and Müller, also Swiss. Everybody is actually qualifying on medium tires. Also that. And I think nothing to report. Although Alex Siebel is trying to improve even more. But at this point I'm not entirely sure I can trust my delta with control. It seems like this one is an effective one. It will be 2 tenths for the 9X8 second version, number 33 Falcon Team Racing. He goes over the line. Is it an improvement? The 6.1 that becomes a 23.4. So definitely not an improvement. The purple lap remains at 22.7. So maybe the delta is actually from the earlier lap, not the fastest lap. That's just for the future. Corbinian Windle right now sits in 6th because Joseph Kuffel just put the car in 5th place. And Valentin Kolkov is leading in number 44 Huracan. With a very odd livery from the usual, but I really like it. Definitely a different one. Number 44 right now, first place, then David Rancagno follows in 2nd as he goes over the line. No improvement for Rancagno. 34.4 was not enough to improve the 34.1 from earlier. And then Clemens Kitzel with a 34.194, just 5 milliseconds behind Rancagno. But Kitzel is right now in 3rd place. Then Pastrana follows in 4th, number 91. That car has a 34.2. It was a 35.1. There was a life improvement for Mickey Hoyer as the number 44 in hypercar in the Alpine. 23.474. The car remains in 3rd. With 1 minute to go, effectively everybody is on the final stretch. 17 GT3 cars and 12 hypercars will be certainly a fun race. Can Hoyer improve even more? Let's see from onboard camera. Hoyer goes over the line. That's 2nd place, 23.314 for for the number 44 Alpine. So jump into the first row, and that's a spin. So the number 44 will not be able to improve even more. That will be the end for Hoyer's qualifying session. Kalkov for now remains in first, in number 44. Brancagno following in second. Not sure who is improving, unfortunately. And Pastrana, fourth place, goes into the pits. So basically everybody in the GT field is also in the pits. And Kitzer will also return to the garage. Effectively, Brancagno is the only one that could challenge Kalkov's lap time. In hypercar, nothing is moving. I don't think anybody even improved. But there was an improvement. Eduardo Alvarez improved the lap time with a 23.7. If I remember correctly, Alvarez was already in 5th. Behind Fabian Roff. As I said, only one driver can still challenge the pole sitter in LM GT3. Not to be switched with GT3 LM, which was the GTE class in IMSA days. GTEs which are not used anymore. Where basically. I think the only time that you can see a GTE running is going to be at the historical Le Mans. Brancagno tried, improved. 34.0 is not enough to get into pole position, but it is enough to get into second place for Brancagno. And to remain, rather, in second place. And that is the qualifying session done and dusted. So 15 minutes in. Actually, we'll say 30 minutes into the session. Away. Well, into the live session. And then, in short time, we will see the 29 cars on track. Because I understand that many could be not really keen on trying on Le Mans to get their hands into the championship, but remember that you can participate as a wildcard, and also it's a great way to bump up both your sport rating in Le Mans Ultimate own ranking system, and that's a lot of glitching. Maybe I have to... Okay. It's a bit too much for some people. Let me just go to that. That is likely better. I think I will keep top 5 like this. Don't really like it. In time. I think I will try with this. Go for 8. I think it could work with 8 and 4. It's mainly a test, this one here. As the new HUD also gives me opportunity to simply test things out in the stream. 44 seconds till we start the session, so we'll go with a quick round up through the field. Alex Siebel in number 33, 9x8 will be in the lead of the race. Then Mickey Hoyer will follow behind in second place. Robin Deschamps, row number 2, and Fabian Roff in the Fisher Racing 227, both of them. Eduardo Alvarez in the Top Racing TV 73, and then Mika Patush, row number 3, number 76. Then Sasha Wittig in 7th place, David Teppa in 8th place, Yanis Cornier in 9th, with George Barr in 10th in the 212 Valkyrie. I think that's actually one of... No, it is not. Hugo Cornier in the number 8 Toyota, and Aki Raunio will complete the hypercar field. Then Valentin Kalkov will start the race in the number 44 Huracan in the lead in the GT3 field. David Brancagno following, then Clemens Kitzel behind, Adrian Pastrana in 4th, Joseph Kufrin in 5th place, and Corbinian Windler to complete the 3rd row. Then Tobias Sievert, Luis Bartos, Sasha Wagner, Andrei Janju to complete the top 10, and then Christopher Melchart, Pickle Spickley, Fabian Baldig, Heiko Müller, Matthias Östris, Sasha Fritz, and Michael Braschke to complete the full field. Then now we go into Where do we go into? We go at the top of the field. Important to notice that 3 cars are not on the same set of tires, to be exact. Okay, why am I doing this? I can just do this. I can do it quickly. Da-da! You can see the tires being used by the teams, by the drivers in this case. It's a mixed set for both Sibel and Rolf, and also Patush. And it's green light, and away we go! It was a very good start by behind. I can see the BMW M series goes into the inside. That is this Top Racing TV. Trying to get into the inside. That is the number 73, I think. Also trying an attack from the outside. It didn't work. But then became the inside. Mika Patush alongside goes over the curb. Be ruining the car a tiny bit. And Mika Patush in the 76.963 has to stay on the right, but the track is running out, and so he has to slow down and remain in 6th place. For now, Alex Sibel leads the way ahead of his teammate Mickey Hoyer for Falken Sim Racing, then Romain Vichan and Fabio Rolf for Fischer Racing, then Eduardo Alvarez in 5th place, Mika Patush following, then Sasha Wittig, David Teppa, Hugo Cornier 2 positions up from where he started from, Yanis Cornier and George Barr with Arki Ranyo completing the field in Hypercar. Then we got David Rancagno now leading the field in the LM GT3, the Top Racing TV. Number 73, Valentin Kalkov behind, and then I was seeing an overtake there happening. It was between Adrian Passan and Joseph Kuffel, as Joseph Kuffel, apologies, Joseph Kuffel and Tobias Sievert, as Joseph Kuffel went back into 5th place, the position where he started from. Quite a nervous first lap, but no incident whatsoever for now. Although, never mind what I said, because there is a 4 wide situation just outside of the final corner, which developed in somehow in a clean manner, all things considered. But we have to go back into the hypercar field, because here in 4th place, Fabian Rolf ahead of Eduardo Alvarez. The battle is on with Eduardo Alvarez maybe thinking about an inside line. Oh, that's actually Mika Patush going for the inside maneuver, and by surprise, 73 has to slow down massively, has to not go out of bounds too much. And that's a loss of 2 places for Alvarez, from 5th to 7th place for the number 73, as David Tepper also tried something but didn't succeed in doing so. Eduardo Alvarez now behind Sasha Wittig in the 15 BMW in the hypercar field. It definitely has been a quite nervous second lap. Mika Patush really on the inside. It was a quite quick maneuver for Patush. It's a Top Racing TV number 73 is to follow the car ahead. I think Wittig will try to defend into turn number 1. Very likely. That is into NIS. That's a terrible camera onto the grandstands. Very useless. But regardless, for now Alvarez maybe a bit loose on exit. Definitely a bit loose on exit. I think he lost a couple of meters, and because of that, nothing really happens. Meanwhile, here, David Rancagno loses the position on Valentin Kalkov. Onto the inside he goes into turn number 1. Turn number 2, he tries for a cutback maneuver. Then onto the outside, he has to hold on. It's very difficult, but between the 2 Huracans, the only difference is the driver. For now, the Spanish driver is onto the inside, the outside, apologies, with Valentin Kalkov on the inside, and number 44 will very likely remain in the lead of the race. That's the position where he started from, slightly out of bounds for the 73, but regardless, that's Kalkov now leading the race, but still not over yet, as only a handful of meters are distancing the 2, as also behind there was a possible overtake between 2 cars. Still on the inside, it was Rancagno trying whatever he could to get into the inside. I think it was into turn 8, then into 9. It's already a done deal, and by doing so, actually, Clemens Kitzel is very much behind. Oh, there was a loss of traction for the Lexus number 91, Andrea Pastrana, ahead of to be a Sievert. Started in 7th place, Sievert, and now he is in 5th. Eduardo Alvarez, look at him. He is in 6th place. What happened with the Spanish driver? Not really sure about it, as Hugo Cornier goes into the inside line. The 2-1-2 takes the position out of Cornier's hands, and George Barr is now in 9th place. The battle still goes on. No, the airbag is off, and the number 8 spins out of turn 7, likely into the wall for him. At the same time, Mickey Hoyer actually lost the position on Robin Shan while everything was going on. And Mickey Hoyer, now number 44, the starting second, is in 3rd place behind Dishan in the Fisher Racing 227.963. Behind is the Toyota. Can an answer arrive for the Falcon Sim Racing number 44? Now it doesn't seem like it, and the drivers are simply following one another. Not entirely sure about the development of this situation. Remember, mixed tires for 3 drivers, softs all around for Deschamps and mediums all around for Hoyer, so probably this is just the tire advantage for Deschamps compared to his rival. We'll also like to see if there is anything I can see. So Mickey Hoyer actually had an incident, and this was actually the incident for Mickey Hoyer. Let's have a look. So he is still in. Oh, what happened there? The 44 completely out of nowhere just threw the car into the wall. That was very odd. Not sure why. Also behind, that was an N63 trying onto the outside on Fabian Rolf. As you can go back live, I found the button, and Mickey Hoyer is thinking about it. Nothing is going to happen right now, but behind something was maybe about to happen at the same time. That's Mika Patosh actually going wide into turn 1, ruining his own line, giving an opportunity to Sasha Wittig for a possible overtake into 5th place. Although you can see the N6 already defending. That's the 76 onto the inside. And the Patosh for now remains in 5th place. Why did I say like this? In 5th place. Apologies for the Italian accent, at times it pops up. The mixed tires are actually an interesting strategy, mainly because of the left side being on soft, the right side being on softs. And that's because well, that's just odd, considering the track is anti-clockwise, so I'm pretty surprised by that. As Yannis Cornier is losing the position on Eduardo Alvarez in 73, as he is now in position number 8. He started in 5th. And in GT3, ooh, that was close between Kobe and Windley and Sasha Fasner, as the LFM Esports number 255 was about to overtake the 127 for Fisher Racing Esports. In the meantime, I'm trying to see if I can find what happened to Alvarez. Yeah, there was a contact. Let's have a look. I'm not entirely sure this is going to be the incident, but let's have a look regardless. So the car here was still battling with the BMW. Oh, that's a contact. Oh, that's what happened to the 73. Half spin out of turn 7, and that's exactly what happened. To Alvarez. I finally managed to understand how the replays work, which is going to be fantastic for me. I say the same for you all, as Yanis Cournier nearly making contact with the number 8 Toyota to Hugo Cournier. So I suppose they are actually brothers? Or cousins? Or maybe it's just a coincidence that they have the same surname, but I can't say for certain, as the Alpine goes on the outside of the number 8 with a 36 holding on and completing the overtake. Very likely not yet, as actually the number 8 defends well on 36. Alpine is trying to find a window, an open window. If there isn't an open window, he will just create one, very likely. He's going for now, still on the outside, side by side. This has been going on for half a lap already. Cut back maybe for Cournier, well, Yanis Cournier. As number 8 remains afloat in 11th place. This is effectively the battle for 11th after all, but still, it's a battle. It's a battle for position. Fabian Roth, oh, that's why the Toyota was slowing down. Mickey Hoyer was quite low because of a GT3 in the middle. That was a Porsche. Number... couldn't see exactly the number, to be fair. At the same time, various cars have to find a way to pass through. It's always very close between the cars. But now Clement Knitzel and David Rancagno battling for position, with David Rancagno defending inside. That was also a BMW on the outside. That was a 228, which is in 17th place, already a back marker. But the 787 Tobias Sievert was close to making an overtake on Clemens Knitzel. That is for second place actually, because David Rancagno is defending position number 2. The Top Racing TV number 73 is for now staying ahead of the rest. But Knitzel and Sievert very close to the Spanish driver, as one of the hypercars is passing through. That is the leader in hypercar. That is the number 33 Peugeot 9X8 V2. Can we go into the onboard? Yes, we can. This is the splitter camera. Well, it's the bumper camera rather than splitter camera for Tobias Sievert. Tobias Sievert in the 787. He is not a plane, but he is definitely flying. I'm good at this. Something funnier in my head. Anyway, we can see that. Oh, something happened. A penalty has been applied to Fabian Baldig. A penalty has been applied to his name, and that is a penalty for causing a collision on lap number 6. Which I can see the replay. For now, we'll remain here, so I can have a look at it. But let's have a look. So it was in, let me see, lap number 6 with Miller. As the battle goes on, the Aston Martin was maybe thinking about an inside maneuver, but over the curb, maybe a bit too aggressive over the curb, and that didn't lead to speed advantage over his rival, whilst the upper cars are passing by. As you can see, the 963 Alpine and the Toyota. As he goes into the inside, that is this time an overtake for Tobias Sievert, as the Ferrari slowed down a bit too much into the braking zone, and Tobias Sievert is now in the podium position. In the 787, Clemens Knitzel in the Fischer Racing Ferrari is now in 4th. Tobias Sievert is having a wonderful race so far. He's started in 7th and is now already in 3rd place. Nice overtake there for the Aston driver, although he lost some ground on his rival David Rancagno in 2nd. Can he get through 2nd place? It will be a very nice race so far. It already is a very nice race so far for Sievert, but it will be an even better one if he can get through that 2nd place. I was seeing Valkyrie going a bit wide. Didn't pinpoint who that was. Fabio Roth. Mixed tires, mediums on the front and hards. Oh, that's why, apologies. I didn't see this. I didn't say this. The red ones are actually hard tires, not soft tires. I admit. I have to remember this one. So it makes sense having hearts on the right side only. Interesting that Rolf actually decided to go hearts in the rear for both sides. So he will not be very quick in acceleration. For certain. I want to see if I can find Fabian Baldig. Oh, I found it. So this was the replay that led to a penalty to Baldig. Oh, look. Turn number 1. Oh, that's a contact. And that's a Lexus gone. That was Heiko Müller. That's what led to the penalty for Fabian Baldig in the 911 Porsche. 5 seconds for that action. We'll just give you... Oh, yellow flag. Oh, that's Cornier. Hugo Cornier in the wall. Let's have a look at how it happened. So that's into the famous corner, the very same one, into 7. And that was a spin for the number 8. Very unfortunate for Hugo Cornier. He was battling with Yannis Cornier for 11th. I think the closest battle is the one that was anticipating earlier on, and that is Tobias Simverse and David Rancagno. David Rancagno right now just... Okay, that's not really useful. Okay, this is a bit more useful. Into the roof camera we go for the 787. Tobias Simverse out of the number 3 Curva do Sol, the rete opposta, the effective second straight in the circuit. We go into the Ciudad do Lago, turn 4 and 5 as David Tepper also is about to lose the position on Eduardo Alvarez. Not yet. 23 remains ahead, remains behind with David Tepper in the number 9 Valkyrie, remaining where it is, so in 7th, but Eduardo Alvarez in the top racing BMW is pretty aggressive. Oh, that's Eduardo Alvarez gone! Into the wall he goes, and that's also the rear wing gone. Disaster for Eduardo Alvarez. Let's have a look at how it happened. Oh, he just lost the rear. Just lost the rear end and then collided with the wall. And Alvarez, oh, again, not really finding happiness there. Another place. I think that's a retirement for Alvarez. He's not really moving. And that was correct. DNF. Third DNF of the evening. That was Eduardo Alvarez in the 73. As he started in 5th place. Of the car into Yukao. Turn 12. That was the race done for the Spanish driver. Into the onboard with Mickey Hoyer. See if he can overtake Robbie Deschamps, or if he will get overtaken by Fabian Rolf. Interesting situation there as Mickey Hoyer remains behind with some lift and coast. I think at this point I can show you something else. Let's go into the energy to see exactly what's happening in their canisters. It's 70% for Hoyer. Probably Hoyer is actually putting some fuel saving in place. I wouldn't be surprised. For now, Mickey Hoyer very close to the car ahead, but at this point, I will actually try to overtake Deschamps if I was in Hoyer. For as much as the lift and coast is useful, there aren't many straight line spots in Interlagos. It's mainly technical. The second sector is only turns, and apart from Reto Posta, I won't really consider the start-finish straight a long one, where the slip sim would change much in the fuel-saving strategy. And I think Hoyer actually going to take my advice, because he's very close to Dishan. Very close. Especially close. Can he go through into turn number 1? He does so. He actually listens to me. And he goes for the move into second place. And number 44 is now in second. Mickey Hoyer back to where he started from. Although with damage on the front end of the car, as you saw from earlier, the replay. In this precise spot, he, for some reasons, went to the left and collided with the wall. It's a very odd incident. It doesn't seem like his car is damaged beyond repair. Actually, I can simply see it, because I can put this one on. This is the damage. 20% damage on the front of the car, so that seems a lot now. At the same time, I want to put the position gains and lost. For now, we will have a look at the delta positions. Some drivers quite out of place, but the hypercar field is pretty stale in that regard. For now, the GT3 one is the one, well, it's the field that moved the most. With Tobias Sievert taking the lights, not entirely, because Sasha Fritz is in 11th, started 16th. Tobias Sievert is about to get on a tie with Fritz, because of his possible battle with David Rancagno. Last lap it was a 6.1 for both drivers. Best lap 5.6 for Rancagno, 5.3 for Sievert. So as it stands, Sievert seems to be quicker. Rancagno. That's a number 8. Once again, struggling to maintain the car's stability, as George Barr gained the track limit. A warning, track limits. And there is a yellow flag. That's Andrei Ianniu. Oh, that's a Ferrari off. That's a 57 Andrei Ianniu. Let's have a look at what happened to Ianniu. So I think he just lost the rear, and he didn't collide with the wall. That was out of turn 8. And then back to the racing surface. As you can see here, David Rancagno just lost some ground, some contact side by side with the 77 for the number 73. Rancagno is now entered inside. He will remain entered inside in turn number 4 for the Ciudad del Lago. But can he also maintain the position? The answer is, for now, yes. But I can't be certain about it. 77 remains very much on the offensive. And this now becomes the outside for Spanish driver Tobias Sievert on the inside in turn number 6. And by turn number 7, that's a done deal. The 77 is effectively in second place, as the number 8 was still struggling outside of the track limits. So he tries a very late dive bomb into turn 9. That was a bit too much. And he tries again into the inside, but there's not enough space for the 73. He clearly wants to be second, but he's definitely getting a bit aggressive, maybe a bit too much aggressive, and this could lead to some contact and automatically to some damage for both cars, but more importantly to a penalty. But then he goes back into the inside line. That is at the very end of the lap, out of turn 13, and for now the Lamborghini is in second place. But by the end of the short straight, what will it be? Will it be the Lamborghini on the inside, or will it be the Aston maintaining the aggressiveness on the outside? The Aston actually slows down earlier to try a cutback maneuver, which actually works perfectly as the Lamborghini outbraked itself. Not enough space for a brief moment. The Aston Martin nearly lost itself by going over the curb and bottoming out with the floor. And in all of this, Clement Kitzel is going to be very interested in what happens next. Aston Martin on the right of your screen, Lamborghini on the left of your screen. The inside is for Tobias Sievert. Still contact between the two, with the 77 throwing the 73 a bit out of the racing boundaries. Maybe because of what happened earlier. Tobias Sievert for now defends the inside and goes back into the racing line, with Rancagno following very closely the Aston Martin. V8 advantage, and the 73 goes for a lunge onto the inside, which gets blocked by the 77. The Aston Martin, he is still into the inside, but this time into turn number 9. And the 73 lose, both of them would lose on traction, but only Rancagno managed to stay in second. And now the group is packed once again, with a full train going from Rancagno to Wasner behind in 7th. As you can see there, the Mercedes just lost now a tiny bit of time. Guys, the train is back online, with Rancagno back in second place. Tobias Sievert that has to make the job once again to get into second place. And Clement Kitzel that is seeing all of a sudden a possibility to get into the podium once again. He started in third, remember? And he could actually go back to third place, maybe even second place. The hypercars just went through, and Aston Martin actually goes for a dive bomb, trying to take by surprise the 73 with a Lamborghini onto the inside, that then becomes the outside. So another switcheroo, but this time Sievert has the better hand in this poker table. And Sievert now second place. Can Rancagno answer, or will he remain behind this time? I think he has given up for this time, but I don't think the battle is over. I think he's just trying to position himself in a better situation, as the Aston defends very much into turn number 6. And by turn number 7, will there be another dive bomb by the turn number 73, as the Huracan actually remains behind and plans the next move. It doesn't actually act out of nervousness, but plans the next maneuver, the next possible choice in this chess game, high-speed chess game. And behind, Clement Kitzel is actually in danger, because all of a sudden Alten Pastrana is becoming a danger for Clement Kitzel. But I'm still not done with these two, because as you can see, Tobias Sievert is just ahead, although the 96376 is pacing the two tiny bit, and Rancagno actually lost the most out of this. 7 times out of Sievert's reach. Kitzel following, Pastrana meters behind. As Rancagno, which is the last lap, is completely useless as it stands. But Sievert for now is making a wonderful appearance here in Interlagos. He started in 7th, he's already in 2nd, 13 seconds off the leader, Valentin Kalkov, already on the other side of the circuit nearly. Obviously exaggerating, but not too much. 13 seconds behind Tobias Sievert and the whole train of cars. Spanning from Sievert to Wasner, as Windle is second, further behind Wasner. But it's quite obvious that this train might actually get larger, as Urbinian Windle is in the Porsche, getting a bit gets sent out of line by the Valkyrie that was passing through. 127 Valkyrie that was starting in the 127 911 that was starting in 6th place. The Porsche here last lap was a 6.7, 10th slower than Wasner, 3 times quicker than Kiefel, and completely useless to talk about what happened with the other cars, considering it was a quite a different lap from the usual. Now, last lap for these drivers. Sievert 35.9, Rancagno unknown, Kitzel 6.4, 6.5 for Pastrana, 6.6 for Kiefel, 6.6 for Wasner, and 7.0 for Windle. What happened there to Windle? I know what happened, the Valkyrie. I actually forgot. Then Barto, 6 seconds behind, Sascha Fritz, who just gained another position, this time on Matis Östrus. in the number 3. I will say number 3, but actually it's a 73. Mercedes in the Verstappen.com livery. So for now, Sasha Fritz is actually the one with the crown on his head for most positions gained in the whole race. 6 compared to Simverse 5. And in hypercar, I abandoned the field for a brief. More Valentin Kolkov. Yellow flag for a moment. Let's see what happened. This is number 44. And okay, no, never mind. It was just a glitch, I suppose. The car lagged for a bit. 30 minutes in, and another 30 to go. Tobias Sievert now leads the field because of the Lamborghini going in the pits. That is number 44, Valentin Kolkov, who is the first one to send the car into the pits. So now it's important to see the energy, because the positions gained and lost are automatically useless. Half a tank for basically everybody. Something happened here. Something definitely happened here. Ooh. Okay, let me go just to see what happened. So this is the Porsche 227. Oh, the N6 just went into the grass and lost some ground. The position Fabio off. That's what happened. Mika Patosh, same time. Very close to Sasha Wittig, the number 76,963. Now meters behind Wittig. Last lap it was a 7.4 for Wittig. Oh, a mistake by the BMW driver. And a 25.2 for Patosh. The battle is on here for 5th place. In the GT3 field, it doesn't seem like something is changing. Windless now 2 seconds behind Wasner. So if anything changed, it's actually Windley that had a mistake in the prior lap, or laps. Now, 20 minutes in, and nobody but Kolkov. Never mind, because also Wittig now into the pits. And look at the energy. Important, because the majority of the field is into a 40-something%. Ooh, I just noticed. The rest of the field is into a 46-45%. 40% only for Sievert. So Sievert is actually in energy debt compared to the rest of the field. I wonder how this will develop for the pit stops. In the meantime, Valentin Kolkov in the traffic. So this could actually be detrimental to his race pace, although he had an ungodly amount of time to his name. Contact with the 92. Kolkov went through. That's now 9th place for the former leader of the race. But remember, it's the only one that pitted in the GT3 field, as the GT cars are still on an odd strategy. I think nobody's trying to go for... Oh, that's a lockup for Wittig out of the pits. And out of track 2, cold tires. And that's very likely, although virtually, Mika Patosh overtaking Sasha Wittig for 5th place. because of this mistake. Didn't quite dirty on the outlap. Exactly clean in maintaining tires. The problem is that with cold tires, a lockup is even more it's even more dangerous for the lifespan, for the tire's lifespan, because of the craning that could be created early on. So going for a lockup in advance is definitely not going to help your situation on the long term. Though only 24 minutes remain and still nobody in the GT field pitted. I'm starting to think that actually the strategy right now for some of the drivers is to get to the end without pitting, which will be odd for Lamborghini driver, the number 44 that is now in 9th place, Valentin Kolkov. He, as it stands, is about 20 seconds off the leader, to be a Sievert. Sievert himself, I don't think he has enough fuel to complete the race. 35% already. I'm actually thinking that the strategy right now is to go through the end for the whole field. So already different strategy, because remember, there is no mandatory pit here in Le Mans Ultimate. As a track limit warning has appeared on my screen, but nothing too important, as long as it's a warning. So Kolkov will actually be in a big issue, because he has been for now the only one pitting. Another warning for Boldig this time. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to see what happened at the last pit stop. The only thing I would... maybe I can find it. Let me see. I don't think I can do it, because I don't have the means to do it. Let me see. This is... Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. There's a 5-second time penalty. Valentin Kolkov is just so getting applied. So 5-second time penalty for Valentin Kolkov with the contact with Sasha Fritz. Interesting. Very interesting. And just to let you understand what happened, let's go back in time a tiny bit. And this was contact. Let's have a look. First we have this one. Little tap on the rear. And then from the outside, another contact which unsettled the 92. And that is a 5-second time penalty. And an incident has also happened. I just saw heavy incident. Let's have a look. So this is the number 8, Hugo Cornier. And oh, contact with the BMW. That is the 228, Michael Braschke. Yeah, as you can see, Valentin Kolkov officially penalized by 5 seconds. And this is a big problem, because Kolkov is lapping fast. 35.1 the last lap, 34.9 is the best one. He is currently lapping a second quicker than Sievert. But now he also has a 5-second time penalty. I'm pretty sure Kolkov has new tires without any real trouble. The problem is that right now Sievert is not going to complete the race with this rhythm. He's using too much fuel. But to the rest of the field, at least. And trying to... Oh, wait, I have a way to see it. I have my means. Give me a second. Opening browser. No, this was a terrible idea. The timing. Aha, I can see it. So he is using... I can't. Damn it. Okay, I can't see it. Never mind. Guys, oh, that's Corbinia Windle. Trying the overtake on the Mercedes 255. Such a fast on the outside into turn number 1. They both pass by the start-finish straight line. And that's Corbinia Windle using the Mercedes a bit of a wall and throwing itself into the inside. Such a fast now in 7th place. Lost a place on Windle. It is now in 6th. All of a sudden, Vasner lost a tremendous amount of time, and it doesn't seem like he's actually answering to that loss of time. I wonder if there's any other issue for the Mercedes driver, because he already lost some more temps from Windle. So I wonder if he's struggling with tires, which might be possible. Although everybody in the GT field is with medium tires. If you follow WEC, you already know it. But if you don't, yes, everybody in the GT field has the same tires, the medium Goodyears. Whereas in Hypercar you can use soft, medium, hard tires, and to be exact, they're all Michelin tires. Another contact, this time with number 32, Luis Barto. Contact with number 44. So Kalkov jumps into 8th. Remember, he's lapping a second quicker than Sievert. At least a second quicker. And as it stands, 2 seconds quicker than... Well, not in this lap. That's a second and a half quicker than Windle in the last lap. But it was 2.5 seconds quicker than Barto and Fritz. So Kolkov definitely with new tires. With new Goodyears. Goodyear, which also provides a blimp, which you can also see. Oh, time penalty for Hugo Cormier. 5-second time penalty, but at this point it's pretty useless considering he is absolutely off the chart by being not only lapped by the entire hypercar field, but also behind the full GT field, but Bruschke. We are now in 4th place, 2.4 behind Kitzel. Kitzel as it stands is probably settling for stable race pace. Last lap it was a 36.5 for Kitzel and 6.8 for Rancagno. 6.6 for both Pastrana and Kufel. Rancagno for now in 2nd, but remember this could actually be 3rd or 2nd even because of Sievert's fuel. In this case fuel, but energy in... oh no. Oh no. That's a 10-second time penalty total because of the contact from earlier. 5 seconds applied to Valentin Kalkov for the contact with Luis Barto. The one that we saw live. No need for a replay. That's a 10-second time penalty total. So now Sievert is effectively battling for the win. All of a sudden, Sievert is battling for the win, but there is an issue. He is low on fuel, 22% only in the energy gauge, 27 for the rest of the field, at least 27, if not more. Kitzel, for example, is on 30. So my theory of fuel saving behind Rancagno as much as possible to then use it all in the very final stretch is taking place. Unless Kitzel all of a sudden changes idea and overtakes Rancagno, which might actually be possible. Go into the... no, really like this camera. Let's go into the rear wing. So for some reason the onboard audio is very quiet. I didn't expect it. Maybe for the next time I will just raise the volume up. Devian Canyon last lap was a 7.0. Clemence's last lap a 6.6. Another 4 times have been cut, and the extra energy could actually be very useful for Kitzel getting to second. With Kalkov effectively, I wouldn't say out of the game, because the race is not really that long, it's only 15 minutes long. But regardless, it's a 10-second time penalty, and earlier on he had not really a 20-second gap. It was more towards the... wasn't it 12, I think? No, it was, I think it was 8 or 12, around there. But in any case, he's still in 8th, although new tires. But he still has to overtake everybody. And then, on top of that, he has to add another 10 seconds just to stay where he is. So, the situation is grim for Kolkov. The situation is very grim right now for Kolkov, as Hugo Cornier is going through the field in GT3, as Pickli now just overtook Hiko Müller for 14th place. Have a look at the overtake. The full overtake that happened. Lexus at lost ground on exit. Number 4 effectively lost on the 50. Let's see how it goes. So Joseph Kuffel, look at him. Adrian Pastrana for the other Top Racing TV car. I mean the Lexus number 91. Last lap it was a 6.5 for Pastrana, 6.6 for Kuffel, so I suppose a mistake happened in this lap for Pastrana, because now the gap to Kitzel is very large, but especially the one to Kuffel is very little, unless Kuffel just sets the best sector in the world. As a 15 is trying to find a way to pass through. And this was a contact. Yes, it was a contact, but it was a low contact. Now, 4 total penalties have been applied to different drivers, to 3 different drivers to be exact. Let's have a final look at the tires, as this is mainly important for the hypercar field. As you can see, hard tires for Ronio and Dishan, and mixed tires, hard tires on the rear only for Roth, and on the front right for both Patush and Sewell. Everybody else with medium tires, whereas obviously the field is on the same tires, considering that the same Goodyears being used in the GT field. Back into the energy, because this is the important one. David Ancagno, is he losing time? Well, he is losing time on the car behind. You see the gap is back to 4 times. Then more interesting in the energy. Warning track limit for David Ancagno, but nothing important. Because problem right now for Sievert is that he has a lot less energy than the rest of the field. We might see a surprise, a surprise at the end of the race. With 10 minutes to go, Kolkov is less and less likely to be at the top of the field, even without a penalty. So, tactically speaking, it was a blunder, Kolkov. He thought he could go through the field on a new set of tires in an easy manner. And because of that, he gained a 10-second time penalty. And lost all the places he had. Now he sits 4 seconds behind Wasner. But at this point, even by gaining a full second per lap, he will get to the field with a lap or two to go. As Sievert, he slowed down massively. Right now he's on fuel save mode. He's using basically an eco boost from a Ford Fiesta to go through. He probably didn't see the fact that he was consuming fuel at an alarming rate, and now he is trying to search for cover. But the group did enough early on and caught up. The car is now leading the field without any doubt. 73 will go through simply because of physics, unless Sievert managed to defend at the best of his skills, but with a 5% energy disadvantage. But now he remains ahead. His best idea right now is to... Oh, there is a possible overtake behind, as that is Adrian Pastrana defending on Joseph Kufel. Contact between the two, and the 85 had to take evasive action. So both of them lost some ground on the cars ahead. And this is putting Corbina Windle on a VIP seat. But at the same time, David Rancagno getting overtaken by Clemens Kitzel for second place. That is the 127 Fischer Racing Ferrari that overtook the 73 at last at the very tail end of Reto Posta into turn number 4. And that was a slight disconnection for me. And now Kitzel finds himself in second place, meters behind his rival. As I was saying, Sievert's best idea right now is to basically stay still at every single turn and use all the energy only in the straights, as he has to defend as much as possible. 9% only for Sievert, 16 for Kitzel, Rancagno 13, so not even him is in a perfect boat. I won't say it is losing buoyancy, but it's not certainly a safe boat, as Joseph Kufel behind Adrian Pastrana that has a 13% energy, so same as Rancagno, 2% more than Kufel behind, as Clement Kitzel. David Rancagno pass by, that's in turn number 1, still behind Tobias Sievert, who is on a 7% run for the final 7 minutes. It might be close. There's actually a chance that Sievert remains at least in the top 5. I'm not putting my fishes in the fact that he will keep the lead. As a matter of fact, that's Tobias Sievert going into the inside, and not yet. Actually, 77, no, outbreaks itself. Going over the curb, maybe bottoming out a bit, and losing some speed on exit of turn number 3, and that is the leader of the race right now, Clement Kitzel in first place. Tobias Sievert just lost first place, and that is also behind a side-by-side between Kufel and Pastrana. But right now, Tobias Sievert is trying to defend as much as possible his second place, 2 tenths ahead of Rancagno, 8 ahead of Pastrana and Kufel. Basically at this point they are the same entity, with 85 trying whatever is possible to find an opening. And at the same time, Windle is also about to be a present in their commitments. David Rancagno still behind, he can't really find the passage to go through. 5% only for Sievert. It's getting tight, 5 minutes to go. But remember that there is also the final lap to account for. There is also a possible overtake in the hypercar field, as Fabian Roth remains where he is. Tobias Sievert still in second place with Lamborghini, not really attempting a dive bomb, which would have been possible. Adrian Pastrana, his teammate, is also trying to defend against Joseph Kufel and Valentin Kolkov, who already is back in the train. He has to go through the field as quickly as possible because he has a 10-second time penalty, which, if anything, he has to stay at least ahead of Sasha Vazner and Corbinian Windle. It is difficult but possible. As the Lamborghini dive bombs everyone, and the same goes for the Porsche, who goes through into turn number 4, putting the Lexus out of the racing line, and Corbinian Windle also passed Adrian Pastrana, who is now in 7th place. That could be actually a penalty for Joseph Kufel, who took maybe too much confidence in his moves and side passed the Lexus number 91. Penalty for Fabian Baldig served, so he went into the pits, that's why. And Tobias Sievert still defending for 2nd place. This has been wonderful for Sievert. This has been a perfect race up until the point. And also that he was out of fuel as the 44 also throws itself into the inside line. That's another place gained for Kolkov, physically at least, ahead of Rancagno. That's 3rd place for Kolkov. And also Joseph Kufel behind, look at him. He takes advantage of the Lamborghini ahead, and for 2nd time in a row he might complete an overtake because of Valentin Kolkov, as the Porsche is on the left hand side of the screen and of the track. And ultimately, he managed to get through David Rancagno, who himself is about to lose the position of Corbinian Windle on the outside of the other Porsche. The two Porsches are battling into the Senna S, and all of a sudden, Joseph Kufel is ahead of Corbinian Windle, and David Rancagno is pretty much tied to him with only 3 minutes to go. This is really up for grabs for everybody, as the Mercedes behind is overtaking the Lexus. That is Adrian Pastrana losing the position on Sasha Vazner in the 255. Oh, there's a cut off! And that is the Aston Martin Tobias Sievert and the Lexus number 91 into the wall. Disaster for both Adrian Pastrana and Tobias Sievert. All of a sudden, everything changed with Sievert and Pastrana into the wall, to be exact. What has just happened here? Let's have a quick look at it. So let's have a look from the helicam. So the Porsche and the Aston were battling for position. The Aston lost the rear, and the Lexus also hit the Aston Martin. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened between the two. They didn't go into the replay mode, but it was the replay of the action that happened between Joseph Kufel, Tobias Sievert, and Adrian Pastrana. Disaster for Sievert, who at the end of the day was going to run out of fuel regardless, with only 0% left, and I think he's going into the pits or stopping on track. One of the two happens. So yeah, Tobias Sievert in the end into the pits with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go, as Corbinian Windle and Javier Rancagno still battling for 4th place. Adrian Pastrana without the rear wing still going on. I want to see the replay afterwards because we don't only 1 minute to go. Anything can still happen. But I think we can have a look at Robin Deschamps and Fabian Roth. Fabian Roth in the 227 Toyota. Robin Deschamps in the Porsche 963, both of them official racing esports. The fuel is little, but for only 1 minute. I think the full field is safe till the end. Will it be Fabian Roth in the podium, or will it be Robin Deschamps? Alex Siebel is now completing last lap for the last time through the Senna S. Ultimately, Kolkov finds himself with a 10-second time penalty in 2nd place. This is going to be very important through the end of the race because of the possible implications. As of right now, Rancagno 5th place, Joseph Kufel in 3rd, and legitimately, I don't even know how. He was following Valentin Kolkov for the whole time. A yellow flag in sector 1. What happened? I can't see what happened. Nobody has a yellow flag in my screen. Or maybe something glitched out. But regardless, that's Alex Siebel, number 33. Oh, that's Rain. That's Rain. They just arrived. But regardless, Alex Siebel, number 33, Porsche 9X8, second version for Falcon Sim Racing, wins the 11th round of the season at Interlagos, ahead of the field by 50 whole seconds. Still here, the battle goes on. I'll get to the GT winner in due time. So here are the GT cars with Clement Kitzel winning in the GT category for Fischer Racing Esports in a 127 Ferrari, and Valentin Kolkov with a penalty. He will go down the field because Joseph Kuffel is in second, Corbinian Windle in third, Sasha Vassner in fourth, and I think Valentin Kolkov is keeping top 5, so he is in 5th place. After all, Mickey Hoyer completes the 2nd place in Hypercar, and Fabio Roff ahead of his teammate in 3rd place with Robin Dishan and Mika Patush in 5th place. Davide Rancagno in the end lost the position on Luis Barto. Oh, what happened? At the very tail end. I'm not really sure. Oh no, that's just okay. That's just the race control glitching out for some reasons. Nothing really happened actually. And then the pool classification will be going on later on. For now, I want to go back in time before the server closes down and have a look at the replay. This was the full situation unfolding from the very beginning. As you can see, Joseph Kuffel following the Aston Martin, making the progress to overtake both Davide Rancagno and Clement Kitzel once again, just Corbinian Windle once again. And then here everything will go down for some of them. As you can see, the Lamborghini goes on the right side. The same will happen to the Aston Martin ahead. As I think you can see, the Aston Martin loses the rear. The Lamborghini passes by. Then there are 2 cars on here, I think here, okay. I wanted to pinpoint Adrian Pastrana because he unfortunately had to take evasive action, but a bit too late. Then the contact happened with the car number 91 being thrown into the wall. From the helicam, now this is another angle of the 787 losing the rear, and somehow all of the drivers, nearly all of the drivers managed to pass by. But one, and that was Adrian Pastrana, unfortunately. We'll also see the same from Adrian Pastrana's point of view. So this is Adrian Pastrana's point of view. He sees the car off, he tries to take evasive action, but a bit too late. And then the wall on the rear end of the car. The rain just arrived, unfortunately, just now. It would have been quite fun to see rain gone for the final stretch of the race. Let's see if anybody is in the interview room. No, not yet. At the same time, I still have to wait for... yeah, Sasha Vassner is actually in... room, so that's the lobby gone, and this means I can go into the results. Let me close LMU, otherwise So now there is more RAM available for. This is the GT3 that still has to be updated. Okay. Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. Clement Kitzel ahead of Corbinian Windle and Sasha Wasner. Unfortunately, again, the gaps are completely glitched. And that's the podium for you, with Valentin Kolkov, Joseph Kufel in 5th place in the end. Apparently, the 10 seconds time penalty was enough for Kolkov to maintain 4th place. Ahead of Joseph Kufel, Luis Barto, Adrian Pastrana, Tobias Sievert, Andrei Janu, Christopher Merhart, Revi Rancagno only 11th. Sio Kiwi, Sasha Fitz, Fabian Waldig, and Matthias Oestrius. I wonder if there was a penalty applied yet. Oh yeah, there was a penalty. Oh, that's why that's why things have changed. There was a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision with Tobias Sievert for Joseph Kufel. That's why I wasn't really understanding why Kufel was in 5th in the end. That's why. So Sasha Wasner improved his position and is now in 4th place. Kolkov 4th and Kufel 5th with Barto and Pastrana following Sievert. Then Janu, Melkart, Rancagno only 11th. Probably an incident that I didn't see. I'm really sorry for that. Completely honest. And after the result, we'll go with the interview with Clement Kitzel and Sasha Wasner. Alex Siebel wins ahead of Mickey Hoy and Fabian Roff by more than 30 seconds, actually 45 seconds to be exact. Fabian Roff and Robin Shand in 3rd and 4th, then Mika Patoc, David Teppa, George Barr, Yanis Cornier, Sasha Wittig, Aki Ronio, Hugo Cornier, and Eduardo Alvarez to complete the hypercar field. Now, as I said, we will go with first Sasha Wasner, who arrived 3rd in the end. So welcome Sasha in the commentary room.
Hello.
So, the last lap was interesting, to say the least. It's definitely interesting. What did you see in front of you? Because the whole incident was a mess. What did you see in front exactly? What were your emotions in that moment?
In the last few laps,
Yes.
there was Valentin, which had a 10-second penalty, and he wanted to get through the field, I think.
Yeah, correct.
And he caused a bit of a mess. And then I just had luck with all the penalties for Valentin and for Keufel. And then I don't know why Rancagno didn't lift on the straight in the last lap, but he got a stop-and-go penalty. So I wouldn't be 3rd if Rancagno didn't lift, if Keufel didn't have a penalty, and if Valentin didn't have a penalty. So it's just luck for me.
I didn't understand what happened to Rancagno, because he is placed 11th, but I saw him crossing the line in another position. So why did he get a stop?
He didn't have enough energy left, so he got a stop and go for that. He exceeded the energy level.
Okay. That's why I was very confused, because I didn't see him crashing anywhere. I didn't see a penalty, so I was pretty confused. Thanks for the intel. Okay, that's why Rancagno was in 11th in the end. Stop and go for exceeding energy limits. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Another question. You were in the Mercedes. I think you were the only one. Just give me another look. But I think you were the only one in the Mercedes. And yes, I confirmed that. No, there was another car, but it was in 15th. Is the Mercedes hard to drive, or is there is just a preferable opinion about a certain way of driving certain cars?
I just like it how it looks and how it sounds, so that's why I picked it. But it's very, very understeery, so you have to trail brake a lot in this car. I'm faster with other cars, but I like it because it looks cool, it sounds cool, so I'm driving it.
Based opinion. And yeah, final question for you. It was a podium in the end, but I think for the whole time you were about in 6th in terms of position.
Yeah.
Did you think about going for I remember one particular move, the one with the Porsche in the first corner, at the very tail end of the race. And noted that you went wide quite a lot. Was it a contact, or did you take evasive action more to keep yourself stable?
No, I just braked too late and then I understeered out of the corner, so it was a skill issue.
The car is understeered, so yeah, it checks out.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, in the end, congratulations for the podium. Quite an unexpected one, I suppose. But
yes.
But you take it.
Yes, I take it.
Obviously. Congratulations for the race. And final thing that just came to my mind, Le Mans is the next one. Are you good at Le Mans, or are you going to try to have another Interlagos race where you are just going to be in the mix and then basically take out a bunny out of a head?
Every track that isn't in ACC, I'm not good at. So Sebring was a track that I had to learn. Interlagos was a track that I had to learn for today. And Le Mans, I haven't driven in a GT3. I tried it in the hypercar because we wanted to do the 24-hour race with Boris, but the server crashed, so I haven't driven it that much. So we will see. Maybe it will go as well as this and last week, hopefully. Yeah.
So yeah, good luck for Le Mans, for the finale. And obviously, thanks for the season so far. And on to the final one.
Yep, thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
That was Sasha Fasner in fourth place for low fuel motorsport. Now the winner of the race, Glenn Kitzel. Welcome in the commentary room.
Hello. Good evening.
Quite a surprising win, I would say.
Yeah, it was a very stressful race because it was because many guys had different strategies and you had to save a lot throughout the whole race to make it to the end. And also the gaps were really small between each driver the whole race. So it was stressful, but it paid out in the end.
Yeah, definitely. It was honestly, it was a very interesting race. And you mentioned fuel saving. Two of your opponents actually went for a different strategy. To be exact, Valentin Kolkov went for a pit stop, and your main rival until the very final laps, Tobias Sievert, used too much fuel at the very start of the race. I noticed for the whole time that you had actually more fuel than the rest of the field. So were you just saving a lot to get it all at the very tail end of the race, or was there something else in the making?
Yeah, we weren't quite sure if there's gonna be 38 or 39 laps. So me and my teammate, we saved for 39 laps just to be safe in case there's one more lap. But yeah, with Tobias, we saw that he uses more energy than we did. So it wasn't really much a problem to us because we knew he would have to stop or do something else. Yeah. But with Valentin, his strategy with the pit stop was also quite interesting. And except for the 2 5-second penalties, I think.
Correct.
It nearly paid out. I think he was 0.5 seconds behind me in the end. So yeah, if he didn't have the penalties, it would have also been very close.
And yeah, you are correct, he was very close, but at the same time you have to account for traffic, and also then the penalties happened. You were in the Ferrari. I will be honest, I know that in ACC the Ferrari is the go-to for everybody. Here I'm noticing there is a lot more variety in the car park. There were only 3 Ferraris in the GT field. What are your opinion in the Ferrari after 11 rounds?
Yeah, I'm a big Ferrari fan because I really like how the car drives, and where it's fast, like in the fast corners that you have got a lot of stability, but it also has its downsides. The main point is the acceleration and the top speed. It's I think the worst car, but surely one of the worst. And if I'm honest, I have to say I'm quite happy when the season is over and I can change the car for the next season.
Yeah, only one to go. And speaking of one to go, in the championship, you are currently third. Not too much distance from Nasir in second. Are you aiming for that second place? Do you think there is a chance for you to get that second place?
I don't know if it's theoretically even possible.
Yeah,
now.
With all of the points, it's a bit
Yeah.
difficult to understand, but
It's a bit,
I think
yeah,
there is
to
a
calculate.
chance because
yeah.
your worst result was actually 881 points. So actually, if you get 1,000 points in Le Mans, there is a maybe there actually is a chance.
Yeah, I have to calculate a few more times to get it right.
Yeah, I can
see.
confirm that there is still a chance.
Okay, nice. But now I'm aiming to a top 3 finish or to P3 in the championship, because normally David is also a very fast driver, maybe a bit faster than me, and he normally also gets a good result. So yeah, I'm aiming for P3, and today the result helped a lot to reach that place.
And the final question, you mentioned that you actually want to get rid of the Ferrari. What are you going to? Well, not. I won't say what are you going to drive, because that's probably just a personal opinion. But why is the Ferrari going to be ditched, and what are you aiming for in the next car?
Yeah, I want to leave the Ferrari because the main point is probably the top speed, as I said before, because it's just so frustrating when you're 0.1, 0.2 behind another car and it just drives away on the straight, and you can't do anything about it. And yeah, I'm probably driving in the Lexus next season.
1,000 years
with
old, the Lexus.
Because I quite like how it drives, and it's also a very good car to fuel save. But with the update next week, maybe there are again some BOP changes, and maybe my opinion is then another, or I'm aiming for another car.
No rush
after
on
the
that.
patch.
No, absolutely no rush on that regard. But yeah, again, congratulations for the win. Maybe another one in the making at the man, who knows, in a week time. As I said to... okay. No, my leaderboard. As I said to Sasha Wasner, thank you for these 11 weeks, because it has been a wonderful championship so far. And good luck for the final one.
Yep, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Schnitzel, the race winner for the next round. I mentioned that there is a very high chance to see a tiebreaker between Ascilville and Kitzel. That's because on the spot, Kitzel's worst round is at 830 points, whereas Nasirashvili is for now, if you consider everything, there is still actually a chance for Kitzel to be in second, I think. I'm pretty sure about it because of the 830 points around. But regardless, in the hypercar field, I didn't mention anything yet because Arda Erkan and Sven Kilohead are still one after the other. Alex Siebel is still there in third place. Nothing really changed in this, but maybe something will change in Le Mans the last time. Remember, because these are the prizes for the podium sitters in the Simverse.com Pro Series. 1,250 euro coupon at Simverse by Trustmaster, 750 euro coupon at Simverse by Next Level Racing, and a 500 euro coupon at Simverse by Mosa Racing for both classes. So, we go here because this is the end of the sim. thank you all for attending tonight's race. Next week it is Le Mans, and next week it is going to be me for both ACC on Tuesday and Le Mans Ultimate on Thursday. But regardless, this was all for me, Chris Romano. Have a good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and see you next time. Bye!